Have you ever walked into a church, seen the Blessed Sacrament exposed there in the center of the altar, and without thinking too much, quickly knelt down, made the sign of the cross and kept walking? It may seem normal, even pious, but many Catholics make a mistake at this moment, a mistake that, without realizing it, transforms a gesture of adoration into an empty, or even irreverent, act. Today I want to show you how a simple detail when kneeling can completely change the way you present yourself before the Eucharistic Jesus. So if you want to live your faith with more depth, reverence, and awareness, stay with me until the end. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Have you ever seen anyone kneel carelessly before the Blessed Sacrament? Or have you even done it without knowing? Let's talk about this clearly now. Kneeling before the Blessed Sacrament is not just a symbolic gesture, it is a profound act of adoration which carries a much greater spiritual meaning than many imagine. In our church, this gesture has ancient roots. Since the first centuries of Christianity, the faithful have knelt as a sign of humility before God. It is a gesture that speaks without words. You are the Lord, and I am your servant. It is the body prostrating itself so that the soul may also recognize who is before it, Christ himself, alive in the Eucharist. And it's not just tradition, the liturgy of the Mass itself invites us to kneel at specific moments, especially during the consecration. This reinforces what the Church has always taught, that the real presence of Jesus in the consecrated host deserves all possible reverence. Therefore, when we kneel, we are not just performing a formality, we are saying with our bodies, Jesus, I believe, I adore you, I prostrate myself before your greatness. Despite being such a simple gesture, many people have been kneeling incorrectly before the Blessed Sacrament, and the worst part, without even realizing it. One of the most common mistakes is that famous one knee down, where the person simply touches one leg to the floor, makes a quick gesture and gets up, as if fulfilling a hurried protocol. This type of genuflection may be acceptable in some situations, for example when passing in front of the tabernacle, but it should never be done carelessly. Even more so if the Blessed Sacrament is exposed on the altar. Another frequent mistake is kneeling while continuing to talk, using your cell phone, or being distracted. Kneeling without intention, without stopping to recognize before whom you are, is transforming a sacred gesture into an automatic movement, empty of meaning. And even worse, there are people who kneel sideways, leaning against the pew, or just bend their knees as if they were tired. Not out of adoration but out of habit or even laziness. And you? Have you seen anyone doing this? Or have you fallen into this mistake without even realizing it? Comment below. This type of sharing helps other people to correct themselves too. And it can be the push that someone needs to live their faith better. Kneeling correctly is not complicated, but it requires awareness, reverence, and intention. It's not just any movement. It is a gesture that should come from the body in unity with the heart. If the Blessed Sacrament is exposed on the altar or in the monstrance, the correct way is to kneel with both knees on the floor, calmly and reverently. It's not something you do in a hurry or carelessly. Afterward, stay in silence for a few seconds, even if briefly, acknowledging the presence of Jesus there before you. When passing in front of the tabernacle, where the Lord is truly present, you also genuflect, this time with only one knee, touching the floor with your right knee, without rushing, and looking at the tabernacle with respect. The most important thing is the inner attitude. Kneeling is not theater, it's a witness of faith. Every time you kneel with reverence, you are saying to the world, here is my God, I adore him, and this evangelizes, even without a word. A child who sees their parents kneeling devoutly grows up knowing that there is something sacred there. A young person who sees a Catholic prostrating themselves with sincerity begins to understand that this is not a symbol, it is Christ himself, alive. Of course, not everyone can physically kneel. The Church, as a mother, recognizes this and does not demand the impossible. Elderly people, people with physical limitations, knee pain, or real mobility difficulties are not obligated to make this gesture. In these cases, the most important thing is to maintain inner reverence. Even while sitting or standing, it is possible to perform a profound act of adoration. What God sees is not the exterior but the heart that bows before him. In fact, the liturgy itself provides for this. In several masses with the participation of the elderly or sick, genuflection can be replaced by a bow of the head or even a moment of adoring silence. What can never be lacking is respect, faith, and the awareness that we are before the King of Kings. If your body cannot kneel, let your heart prostrate itself completely. Kneeling may seem like just another outward gesture, but for those who truly love the Eucharist, it is an act of surrender, of adoration, and of living faith. It's not about formality, it's about recognizing that there, before us, is Christ himself. The same one who died on the cross, the same one who rose again. And if he is there, the least we can do is kneel with all our hearts. So the next time you enter a church, stop for a moment. Take a deep breath, look at the altar, and make your gesture of kneeling a true act of love. And if this video helped you better understand the importance of reverence in the presence of Jesus, share it with those who need to hear this. Comment below. Have you ever stopped to think about this before? And of course, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and help this content reach more Catholics who want to live their faith in a deep and true way. Do you want to understand the prophecies shaping the future of the world? In the ebook Catholic Prophecies, The Future of the World Revealed, you'll uncover powerful messages from the Bible, saints, and Marian apparitions. Most importantly, you'll see how they connect to the times we are living in. Don't be left in the dark. Get your copy now. The link is in the description and pinned comment.